Welcome to Level Up with Winnie Sun.
Well, hello, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Happy first day of December, and of course, happy Tuesday. If you're joining us on replay, do me a favor, let me know by commenting the word replay so I'll catch your view. And if you're joining us live, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here. And a quick thank you to my friends at LPL Financial for having me keynote their very important inclusion conference earlier today. It was such an honor and such a treat to spend the time together. Well, what do you think? Should we get started? I think we should get started because let me tell you, a lot of things happening in the financial markets today. The Dow up big, up 185 points today. NASDAQ joined up 156 points. The S&P also up 40. I mean, if you're an investor today, today's a good day. My good friends from CNBC have shared that the 30-day Dow Jones Industrial Average traded 185 points higher, or a little bit less than 1%. The S&P rose 1.1%, also to a new record closing high. The tech-heavy NASDAQ composite gained 1.3%, also notching a brand new record. So, as I said, if you're an investor today was a good day. In fact, if you're looking at your 401k and IRA and maybe kids' education account, you're probably really grateful to be investing. This is the reason why you need to stay invested if you have the means to be able to do so. If your financial goals are long-term, you want to be able to participate so you can take advantage of long-term performance like this. Okay, communication services and financials were the two best performing sectors in the S&P today, rising by almost 2% each. And you may have read Salesforce acquired Slack today for a 27.7 billion, big ones, my friends, enterprise value, which makes this deal the largest Salesforce has ever done. 27.7 billion enterprise value. That's a lot of money. We should just dream right now. What could you do with that much money? I don't know. Curtis, who's here with me on this production, is probably dreaming right now. I'm dreaming, thinking, I don't even know. I probably would give a whole bunch of it away because it's just too much for like one person to have. But it looks like the market is poised to end the year strong. If you're an investor right now, like I said, probably pretty good, right? As you know, the Dow jumped over 11% last month in November, which gave us the Dow's best 1 month performance since January of 1987. But who's counting? And the S&P and NASDAQ rose over 11%. And the S&P actually gave us over, The NASDAQ gave us over 11%. The S&P gave us over 10% too, which also translated to their strongest month advances since April of this year. So with November's gain and including Tuesday's surge, the S&P 500 is now over, that's right, 13% for 2020. And yes, we are still knee deep in the pandemic. So maybe the stock market isn't getting the memo, right? Get It Hair. Lena, what do you think? I mean, I see you joining us. Lena and Get It Hair joining us from Periscope. It's so great to have you with us. Well, not so fast, my friends, because there has been good news. We've been hearing a lot about the positive vaccine news lately. We also learned today and that states and medical professionals are saying that they are ready to deploy vaccines as soon as they arrive. And we also learned that United Airlines has already started delivering vaccines across the country in like refrigerated airplanes. So we're just waiting for final FDA approval on vaccines, which have shown to be over 90% effective. So there's hope. This is all good. This is why a lot of this is being translated into the performance of the financial markets, because investors, traders are feeling like we're just like one step closer to being normal again. And there was stimulus updates again today, my friends. As you know, Democrats and Republicans have been stuck, like totally stuck, not able to come together on a relief plan as millions of Americans continue to suffer and experience increases in their financial anxiety. In fact, I'm talking to many of you. Many of you have called. I'm having client meetings left and right, and a lot of you are looking for financial advice right now, and you've been telling me just how stressed out you've been. Well, maybe we know who to blame on this, or maybe we don't, but we should note that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi have not met to discuss a stimulus relief bill since the 2020 election. Like, I'm without words. Don't we know this is a priority? Don't they know this is a priority? Why can't they come up with some time out of their very busy schedule? Jump on a Zoom, jump on a phone call. Let's get the deal done, right? I mean, millions of Americans are suffering, and yet boys and girls can't come together on the playground and make a deal take place. In fact, today, a bipartisan relief bill was finally released today, and the details to this are this: $900 billion plan in total. $288 billion is they have earmarked for small businesses for things such as the PPP loans, the Paycheck Protection Program loans, $160 billion in state and local government relief, $180 billion to fund $300 per week supplemental unemployment benefit through March, which would be so helpful because so many people continue to be unemployed. And it would put $16 billion into vaccine distribution, which is critical. I was actually surprised. I thought that number would be bigger. Testing and contract tracing, $82 billion into education to make sure our kids can go back to school safely, and $45 billion into transportation. And it would allocate funds for rental assistance because we know so many Americans are literally at the brink of being evicted because they can't pay their rent. Childcare, broadband, a lot of things included in this plan. But as a reminder, the House of Representatives has just 9 in-session days left. The Senate has just 14 before we have to break for the new year. Like, not that we have to, but that we want to break for the new year. So the House and the Senate need to get this deal done. Up to 30 million people in the U.S. are at risk of eviction in the coming months, and 6 million plus now are relying on expanded unemployment benefits. However, here's the bad news. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has, once again, rejected the new bipartisan $908 billion stimulus plan. It's so crazy. It's so crazy because, as you remember, the HEROES Act that the Democrats initiated back in like months ago was like for, I think, $2.2 trillion. So like we've come a long way in getting the numbers sort of more in the middle, and yet he's rejected the deal. So what should you make? What should you make by this news? What should you be doing now, right? So here's my recommendation for the day. Okay, because I always try to give you something that you can use each and every day. I want to tell you, yesterday I told you to obviously unsubscribe to all those retailer emails because in the celebration of Cyber Monday, every retailer on the planet, whoever received your email address, decided to spam you and to get you to be parted with your money. And therefore, that was a great opportunity for you to unsubscribe across the board. I actually continue to do that today because I didn't actually have a lot of time to do that yesterday. But here's my recommendation for today. I want you to make a virtual meeting. It could be like Zoom, it could be by phone call with your accountant during this time of year. Super smart, especially for those of you who are business owners or even just for your personal taxes. And the reason that is since we're at the end of the year, this will help determine what your tax obligation is going to be next year, whether we file taxes in April like normal, or if that gets postponed. Everything you do between now and December 31st, all of that is important. So we want to make sure that you have this meeting. The 2 people, in fact, that you should check into before the end of the year is going to be your accountant and your financial advisor. It could be me if I'm your financial advisor, or if someone else is your financial advisor. This is the time to meet because these are the things that you should be asking your accountant about. Number 1, how should I expect to pay my taxes? This is really important. This helps us plan and save, right? So some business owners, for example, are either putting aside money for their large payment in April, or if you pay your personal taxes, same thing. You're gonna have to put some money aside for April. Or if you're planning to pay quarterly estimated taxes next year, what approximately that will look like, just so you're mentally ready. Not only mentally ready, but financially ready. The second thing I want to recommend you do is to talk about setting up a retirement savings account, especially for those of you who are small business owners or just business owners in general, because oftentimes this is something you forget to talk about. So you want to talk to your accountant about this, but you also want to talk to your financial advisor again about, because we are doing these meetings every week into the new year. Not only do you want to talk about these plans, because a lot of these employers sponsor retirement savings plans like simple IRAs and SEP IRAs and 401ks and profit sharing plans actually have to be decided on before the end of the year. Also, in many of these, you have to fund them or partially fund them before December 31st too. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. Now, this is for business owners and non-business owners. It's also a time to talk about any losses that you've incurred this year and any gains you have as well. Some of you are just W-2 employees. Some of you have 1099 income. You might have dividend interest or income. You might have portfolio or investment losses. Those are things that you want to talk to your accountant about. Your accountant can give you advice on which approach to take before the end of the year so that you're not left with a hefty tax bill surprise, or if you have to pay the taxes, at least you know where you stand. And you might even have opportunities to write things off, but you've got to have those conversations this year, because if you're going to take these allocations, write off opportunities, gifting that you might want to do before year end, you're going to want to make those decisions and have these discussions before December 31st. And trust me, as you get closer to the holidays, your accountant and your financial advisor are going to become also more busy and probably less available as well, because you want to make sure you make these financial decisions. So definitely take a moment, and thank you so much for checking this out. Take a moment, visit sungroupwp.com and more info on how you can find your dream financial advisor. So definitely check that out. Thank you so much always for tuning in as we talk trending and real news that you can use. Please continue to send me your questions and comments by just responding here, or you can email them to me on our website. Your questions continue to help so many of us. Thank you so much for watching, supporting our program, and of course, sharing the show everywhere. Share the show. Share. Tell your friends about the show. Next time you're doing a phone call, doing Zoom, doing FaceTime, let them know they should watch the show, and let them know that they should follow along. Be well, and I can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Thank you so much. Take care now.